we are going to talk the top 5 indicators that I think all new traders should use in their trading. And this trading refers to day trading, swing trading, whether you're trading stocks, options, Forex, futures, cryptocurrency, or baseball cards. I would use these indicators as a good starting point. So I want to emphasize that right out at the get-go. This is not some sort of video where I'm sitting here saying, hey, listen, holy grail, you're going to make millions of dollars. That's not what I'm trying to, come across. All I'm saying is that when I was new, when I was maybe, struggling, if you're watching this as a struggling trader and you just feel overwhelmed, if I were to ask myself, what do I wish someone would have told me? What do I wish someone would have just pointed me in the direction of? This would be the 5 indicators that I would now, wish someone would have told me about, because they are a great, once again, starting point. So top 5 indicators that I think you should be using as a trader, especially if you're a new trader and just getting started. Like I said, whether that be stock market or options market or anything else. But again, I want to just quickly visualize this. I want you to look at this as this. Meaning a good, firm foundation. And from this foundation, there are many different ways you can go. So I don't want this to seem like, hey, these are the 5 that you should use, and therefore these are the 5 that you should always stay with. That's not what I'm talking about at all. But picture these 5 as a firm foundation to which you can build from and go in many different directions. Because at the end of the day, there is no such thing as some sort of magic algorithm or magic system or magic indicator. Nothing like that. It all comes down to figuring out what best fits you and your personal risk tolerance, what best fits you and your personal situation. For example, somebody that works a 9-to-5 job is going to need a little bit different strategy, is going to need a little bit different system, hence different indicators, compared to somebody that is just a flat out day trader. Neither one is right or wrong. They're just different situations. And plus, each of those individuals are different people too. So again, that goes back to the whole risk tolerance attribute of things. So again, before I go to my desktop, remember, this whole thing is based around a good, firm foundation from what you can build from. So let's go to me at the desktop. Welcome to my desktop here. First off, before I forget, because I know I'm going to get a lot of questions. Hey, what charting platform is this? This is Webull. If you're interested in this platform, I've done an entire video on the platform itself. So I'll just put that link down below in the description section, and you can go and check that video out. Or if you want, I'll just put a link down, and if you use that link and then deposit $100, you'll get a free stock. It's an affiliate type program thing. So either you can watch the entire video, or if you're just like, wow, I really like that platform, I want to use that for my charts and my indicators, then like I said, I'll also put that link down below. And like I said, if you click on the link, deposit $100, and part of the affiliate program is you will get a free stock, which is pretty nice for just simply clicking on a link. But as far as the indicators are concerned, first off, and this is not just for Webull, this is, I'd probably say 90% of the time, the default settings for the first 2 indicators, they're always there. But I want to assume maybe they're not there, just so you can make sure you understand exactly what you should be adding. But the first indicator, and I should also note that the first 2, they normally aren't really considered indicators, but that's kind of, I mean, scam's not the right word, but that's really misleading, because all other indicators out there, if you were to peel back and look at the mathematical equations, those equations use these first 2 indicators. So the first indicator that you're going to want on your chart is just simply volume. Volume is a measure of, well, how much interest is there in a stock. Volume is generated when people are buying and selling the stock back and forth. And if people are not buying the stock back and forth because, well, they don't really care about it, that's going to show up in the chart as an indicator, and it's just going to tell you, hey, yeah, there's not much interest in this thing, and it's hard to make money when there's not much interest. Sure, you can always buy a stock, but remember, when it comes time for you to sell, well, you need to make sure that there's going to be somebody out there to actually buy from you. So that is why you want to make sure that the interest is there. You want to make sure that there's volume there. And again, this is, I think, on every platform I've ever seen, they're going to throw volume up there for you automatically. So it's not that like you're going to have to add anything. The next thing is make sure that you are not using a line chart. Okay, what you see here is a line chart. Once again, most platforms that I've seen don't default you to a line chart, but just in case they do, and you pull up a platform or whatever, and you're seeing a line chart, that's not good. What you want, and the way it works here, is you want to figure out whatever platform you're using, but within platform, you want a candlestick. So those are candlesticks right there. And a candlestick is telling you all about price. And price is a very, very important indicator. I realize, well, no kidding, Clay. Exactly. But that's why I say that price and volume are the foundation for all other indicators. Pull back the equations. If you want to get out your pocket protector, throw on some glasses, get out the scientific calculator or whatever exists out there, then you will notice that all these equations use price and volume within the equations themselves. So those are the first two things, is volume, and you want to make sure that as far as price action concerned, you are using candlesticks because you have all these different things, and candlestick, again, a great way, a great indicator to start off with. The next thing you're going to need, 2 moving averages and then another indicator. So moving averages are just a way of showing, where kind of the average price of things is at. And like I said, there's a variety of ways you can use them. Nothing here, like I said, at the chalkboard is a holy grail. But as far as indicators, so the way you do that, at least on this platform, is there's 2 main ones that you should use. The first one, so let's come up here, is the 50. So 50 on this chart is being denoted by that purple line. And then the other indicator, the 200 period, is denoted by the pink line. So again, the 2 moving averages, because I get it. And you see, well, what about that moving average? What about that? And to be fair, yeah, maybe those ones would work really well for you. But just getting started as a foundation to build from, go with the 50 period simple moving average and the 200 period simple moving average. I'm emphasizing the word simple because then you have things over here called EMAs, exponential moving averages. Just no pun intended, keep it simple. So at the start, the 50 period simple moving average, the 200 period simple moving average. So throw those on your chart. And now we're up to 4 indicators, right? We have volume, we have the candlesticks, and then we have the moving averages. Again, the purple line here, if you've ever watched my live trade videos, then you've seen, the purple line is the 50 period moving average, and then the pink line is the 200 period moving average. And then the final one you want to do, and I'm not going to go into this very much at all because I did an entire video on it. That's, like 15 minutes long or something. So if you're interested in this next indicator and want more of the details about why I started to use it and all that, again, just down in the description area, I'll put a link to that video. But this next indicator is known as the VWAP. I've heard it pronounced both ways. The volume weighted average price. And on my chart, again, going back to if you've watched those live trade videos, it always shows up as a dotted yellow line. On this platform here, you can't quite make it dotted, but those would be the 5 indicators to use. Volume, make sure you can judge interest. Sure, you can always buy anything. That's never a problem. But when it comes time for you to actually sell, well, make sure that there's people out there to buy from you, and that's where volume very important. And then of course price action, but the right type of price action. A line chart is just way too limiting. When you get into candlesticks, there's just so much more information within there. And then again, within the world of moving averages, the 50 period simple moving average, the 200 period simple moving average, and then the volume weighted average price, otherwise known as the VWAP. So use those 5 indicators, get those on your chart, and just start to see how things all interact together. I'm not saying you have to stay with them forever. I'm not saying they will solve all your problems. I'm not saying that this is some sort of holy grail recipe, that this is some sort of secret system. All I'm saying is just that from a foundational core building point, it makes a lot of sense to just start with these 5 indicators, and then you can maybe branch off from there if you want. But don't throw too much stuff on your chart at once because that's a perfect recipe for getting yourself overwhelmed. So use those 5 indicators, get them on your chart, and just start to play with them, start to experiment with them. And I think you'll be pleasantly surprised that this whole trading thing doesn't necessarily need to be rocket science. Once again, if you're interested in Webull, who was the platform that I was using to show all those indicators, down below I'll put a link to that. But as a friendly reminder, I know I harped on this already, but nothing here is a holy grail. Nothing here is some sort of use this and tomorrow you will be lighting cigars with $100 bills. That's not what I'm saying. But if you're brand new, maybe if you're struggling, like I said, give these indicators a try. Look at them as that foundation to which you can build from, and it'll get you started in the right direction because they're very, very powerful. And when you have those self-fulfilling prophecy type elements associated with them, they can, not solve all your problems, but they can definitely, get you pointed in the right direction. So before you go though, I'm curious, These are my top 5. Do you have any other indicators that you would suggest somebody that is brand new and just getting started should use? Leave those down in the comment section. Let me know what indicators maybe helped you out as a newer trader. For me, I think the biggest one was probably well, of course, candlesticks is by far the most important thing. Where again, that being the price action indicator. But I think probably second would probably be the 50 period moving average. That one really helped me out and still does help me out. But like I said, let me know down in the comment section what indicators have you used that have really helped you out and maybe kind of help get the light bulbs to go on. But then also, if you're just brand new and you have any other questions, again, leave those down in the comment section below. I do reply to all comments. And I kind of take pride in that. So I will reply if you leave a comment. If you enjoy the video and you want to make more like these, hit that like button. Check out the channel. Hopefully you decide to subscribe. Thanks for hanging out. First off, thanks so much for watching the entire video. Real quick, before you go, I want to invite you to a live webinar, web class, training, workshop, online event, whatever you want to call it, but it will be me live revealing to you what I've discovered that has allowed me to transform myself from being an employee to being my own boss, including how I had only one losing day out of 73 days in total. I'm going to cover 3 keys that have helped me unlock profitable consistency within the markets. The first key is super weird, but in a productive type of way. The second key is super awesome because it quite literally is wired into our DNA as humans, making it very easy to use. But in a cruel way, this becomes a pitfall for many traders. I'll explain it all though, including how to avoid the pitfall that it creates for some. And yeah, the third key, when you hear it, sounds way too good to be true, but it's not, and I'll show you how it all works. Then at the end, I open it up for a question and answer session that is, again, totally live. Even if you can't make the live session, please still sign up as it will be recorded, and you can go back and watch the replay that I will send you. Click the image on the screen or click the link down in the description box so you can get the date and time and claim your spot, which I should note is limited due to the fact that this truly is a live event. If you have any questions, let me know. If not, I'll be seeing you soon.